Alrighty then, welcome back. We are back once again, once again, once again. It's another World Cup prediction. It is number 27, I believe, of 104. So we are just over the quarter of the way mark. It's a long, long tournament, let me tell you that for nothing. But we are here, and I think this is number 27. We are going to continue on with the second day of the group stages. Of course, we kicked it off earlier with a couple of games, and now we're going to continue. You've not seen the last ones. I think it was Bosnia and Switzerland, and then the first one was um, South Africa and Czechia. So those are the ones that'll start off match day one. We continue on into match day two then, or the ones that kicked off match day two, I should say. We continue on with match day two. My phone is very loud, holy shit. So sorry if you heard me through my phone. We got Canada versus Qatar. It's the host nation, one of the three, finally back in action. And now for the next three games in a row, there'll be host nations playing. So we've got Canada versus Qatar, then we'll have Mexico versus South Korea, and then we'll have USA versus Australia. But I think we'll leave the USA versus Australia game for another day to record, I think. Let's get to this one then. Before we go in, of course, the settings. 10-minute halves, legendary difficulty, competitor mode on, player-based difficulty on, quick substitutes on. The change of ball, I think, is now well known. If you've continued watching those first two games, you'll know that we changed the ball for the second match day. We're now using a Nike Flight CSL. I believe it's a Chinese Super League ball, but it looks really nice, doesn't it? Oh, we're using it. It's the first time in a while as well, we don't have to change the stadium. The stadium can stay as it is. That is beautiful news if you are someone who needs to change the stadium every game. BC Place is in Canada, so we're just going to leave it. It's the British Columbia place, and I believe it's the Vancouver Whitecaps that play there. Could be wrong, but I've seen the sponsors on the stadium as we've been playing, so I might be right. Who knows? Summer later than the other games. We're going to put it at night time. No, we're not. It's just going to be in the daylight. Artificial turf? No, natural grass. I'm playing on turf, mate. And the pitch colour is green, bright green. I don't know if in previous games that the BC players have used, if we were artificial turf, it shouldn't be. It should be natural grass. So apologies to whoever lost in those games because you've been fucked over by the pitch. But yeah, those are the settings. These are your teams. I don't think I actually changed anything within these teams. They probably are the best of what they've got for their country. I think that's not the goalkeeper that Canada had, is it? Did I change it? I might change the goalkeeper. But that is your team. Of course, the highlights from the Canada side, the main players, obviously, Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David. In real life, though, it was Jonathan David's strike partner, Kyle Larin, with the goal to get the equaliser for Canada against Bosnia to earn them a draw in real life. In the simulation world, it was a couple of goal scorers. I think it was Kone, Buchanan, and David all scoring. So in simulation world, they won 3-1. In real life, they only drew 1-1. So for the simulation, for both of these teams, we'll get to Qatar first actually before I start continuing that other point. They are not bad. Of course, Afif, the main man, Ali, solid striker. Alheidos was very good in the opening game, as was Buriaf. A little bit more concerning as you go towards the back, especially with a 60 rated right back, but you can't just get random players to come and play for you. So unfortunately, Qatar will have to work with what they've got. To finish off my point that I interrupted myself on, this is a match of the match day one winners in simulation land, because Qatar got an unlikely win over Switzerland, and Canada got a very likely win. What I thought would be a likely win in the first game against Bosnia ended up in real life that it wasn't a likely win. And you know what? Qatar held Switzerland to a draw as well, so it's not very unrealistic that Qatar did get a result over Switzerland in that first game. But anyway, a win for either of these sides would propel them to the top of the group and would secure a round of 32 place in simulation land. Of course, it might not come out like that in real life, and as you know, we're going to go from the round of 32 for the real life teams rather than the simulated teams. So say if Canada did top the group in the simulation but then didn't make it in real life, they wouldn't make it to the round of 32 predictions on the simulation. I know it's a bit tough, I know it's a bit rough, but we can't be having random matches when we need to go along with the real tournament. That being said, let's get into this. We've been nattering on enough. It's Canada versus Qatar. Winner will probably qualify. Well, actually, winner will qualify. There's no probably about it.
The atmosphere is electric as two teams worthy of the biggest stage prepare to collide in front of a packed stadium. Well, the anticipation is building at BC Place. I'm Guy Mowbray, and it's a pleasure to be joined by Stuart Robson in the commentary box. And hopefully we've got some goals and...
I can't stress this enough as well. The other game with Bosnia and Switzerland was another draw. So, I mean, they're only on 1 point each. These two teams are on 3 points each. Even if you lose this, you're probably most likely going through. But obviously you want to push for the win. You want to make sure, you want to secure that spot. And you don't want to let it go.
This is how Canada line up.
Well, if they're going to play as a 4-4-2, they must make sure they stay compact out of possession and then stretch the pitch when they do have the ball. How they play in transition is going to be key
Canada
today.
team on your screen. Very similar to the first game. Again, I didn't switch many across. I was considering switching a couple across into the main team, but didn't really feel like it was worth. And same with Qatar, to be honest. They didn't really have much more quality than what they've got on the pitch already. It'd be really interesting if Qatar win this. Because they might end up topping the group when nobody gave them a hope. And when I say nobody gave them a hope, what I really mean is I didn't give them a hope. Other people might have said, well, you know what, Qatar could do it. They've got a competent coach, Julian Lopetegui. Well, they've got a coach anyway. I don't know how good he is. All I know is he got sacked from Spain during the World Cup or just before it. But that is your starting 11 once again, similar to the first match against Switzerland. And the winner here, well, I can't stress it enough, I've said it 3 times already, and we're going to continue saying it as we go. We'll get that top spot. Now, I'm trying to think based off of the first games in real life rather than the simulation games. For my predictions, as Qatar in the white will go right to left. Canada in the red will go left to right. They've got the host advantage as well. What if it's just another 1-1 draw? No, I'm predicting a win for Canada. I think they'll get the job done. I'm gonna say 2-1. Or am I? I might say 2-0. No, I'm gonna say 2. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2-0. 2-0. Qatar only very lucky that they got that point against Switzerland with the last minute of magic, but I don't think they'll replicate that against Canada, especially with Canada being the host nation, having the host advantage, having a lot more fans in this stadium, and a lot more quality on this pitch. I think it's 2-0 Canada. I could be proven wrong. That ball is too heavy for Buchanan to reach. And it's an apology from the right back, as Julian Lopetegui looks over this match. And he knows a win here will qualify his team out of a group that, like I said, not a lot of people expect him to qualify from. He did everything right in that Switzerland game. But now he needs to try and conquer Canada. And I know that they got a result against Switzerland in simulation and in real life. I just don't see Qatar replicating it. And maybe that's me just not believing in them enough. Maybe that's me being wrong. But I just think Canada will be that little bit better just because they've got the crowd on their side. They've got quality on their day. They just need the quality to shine out. I was thinking either 1-0 or 2-1, but I think 2-0. Although Qatar might score here and prove me wrong immediately. Ed Milson Jr. hitting the crossbar. Right, maybe I should change my score
What a start to the
prediction.
game that would have been.
Who put 50 pence in Qatar, man? They've been incredible in these simulations. They're not even that good of a team on ratings standpoint.
Really quick tempo to this move.
Yeah, they moved the ball
They've
so
been very
well.
bloody good.
A good ball, now what to do with it? Waiting for the moment to get through.
They're actually going to win again, aren't they? Nelson Jr. on the right here, trying to get past Alphonso Davies. Does so successfully. Inside to Almoez Ali. Cornelius closed it down. I don't know why they're passing it back into their own box, though, but they get it away despite a bit of pressure and panic. Johnston to David.
Lovely
Ball
ball.
over
This could
to
lead
Alphonso
something.
Davis. Inside to Liam Miller. Knocked back to Davis. Estacquio.
Nicely sets it
Coney.
up.
Laren turns. Laren shoots. It's a save from Barsham. And David can't finish from a close angle. It might be a corner here for Canada. I don't know who got the last touch. What I do know is that it's a very good save from Barsham to prevent Kyle Laren from getting his second World Cup goal. It would only be his first in the simulation, obviously, but second in the grand scheme of things because he's got one in real life. I'm kind of mixing them at this point. So it's hard to kind of, differentiate, and that's probably confusing more than it already is, and I apologise for that. Ball in by Estacquio. Davis the target. It's away by Kavuri, I think his name was. Flashed off the screen too quick. Afif gets it to Milton Jr. Ali is onside. And Afif now, it's a good counter-attack from Qatar. I mean, Canada have numbers back now, but it still could happen for them. Milton Jr. inside to Ali, blocked by Cornelius, second attempt, saved by Sapo, but Akram Afif is there to smash the rebound in. And it's a Qatar lead once again in this group. Maybe I am selling them short. Maybe I am underrating them. Because that is twice now they have taken the lead in these group games. And of course he beat Switzerland in this simulation. And now they're leading against Canada, one of the host nations. Ali's first shot blocked, his second shot saved, but only straight to Akram Afif. And I believe it was the first roll who tried to close it down. But no avail there as Akram Afif is a thief in the night. And he puts it 1-0 to Qatar. And that might, well, as it stands, does put Qatar through to the round of 32 in the simulation. And Canada have a job to do now.
Eustachio. Now Davis. Larin.
And they may do it. Kyle Laren, heavy touch, and Pedro Miguel closes it down, and it's away again. And Canada don't have a lot of defence here. They're leaving themselves wide open for this. Akram Afif inside to Ali, onto Al-Haydos, back to Boudiaf. Qatar played really, really well again in these first 20 minutes. And it's concerning for the rest of the group, especially Canada. You don't really want to go out on the host nations. Well, they got qualified for not actually having to do anything because they were the host nation. They don't want to fall at the first stage, is my point with Canada. I think all three, for me, I think all three host nations get out of their groups, but who knows? That Canada, I think it's Group B, isn't it? I'm just going to call it Group B. Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and Bosnia group now wide open in real life, and a draw here could close the door on both Bosnia and Switzerland getting through. But currently it's Qatar that hold the lead. If Milson Jr. tries to find Madibo, it's closed down by Defoe's roll, and it will be away. No, it won't. Apparently not. They're just going to pass it around between each other rather than getting it out of dodge. Cornelius does get it out of dodge, uses his brain to clear it to Davis, and I think it went out. It didn't go out, it was kept in, but it will be Canada now to storm forward. Liam Miller out wide to Johnston. Crossfield diag there. David. Johnston again. Buchanan. Not enough on the pass, and Sultan closes it down. And now, look at that. Look at this again. That's the problem with Davis. He's too attacking. Johnston's too attacking. Afif has been left on his own. It's great cover by Defoe's row, but these Canadian fullbacks are pushing too far up and getting hit on the counter. And if that's going to be the case for the majority of this match, I don't see Qatar letting up. They could score a second here. Hell, they could score multiple. Yeah, they might score more than 2. The defence is being left hung out to dry. The centre backs are not being left a lot of cover. Defoe's role and Cornelius haven't got the cover of Johnston and Davis, and it's letting them down. I know Davis is obviously an attacking left back as well as Johnston being one, but that's still, they still need to defend, or they're going to be in a lot of shit here.
Another good-looking attack. They're in total control.
Qatar are doing very, very well in contrast to their 2022 World Cup, where they were the host, of course, and crashed out. I believe they've already got more points in real life this group than they did last year, or in 2022. I would say last year, but when I say last year, it's 3.5 years ago since Messi won the World Cup, man. That's mad. It's insane to think about. Time just flies. It's not even when you're having fun, it just flies. Eustachio, Larin, Miller now back out to Davis. Ball in is blocked by Ayoub. Miller finds Larin, Buchanan, Kone, really nicely played, and Canada will level it. It's actually a really good little system to get that ball all the way across into space, across the box. And Kone scored in the first simulation of the game as well against Bosnia. He's done it again here against Qatar. Look at this, the way it just slides through. Nobody picking up Kone at the far side, and he just has to place it, which he does well out of reach of Barsham, who puts in a good effort to go for it, but it's a really nice finish. And now it is level, and it's back to Canada being at the top of the group stages on goal difference right now. Both sat on 4 points, but nobody making a difference yet. And I'm in between on the spreadsheet making live kind of group tables where I have to keep changing the values, or whether I just do it all at the end and put like a big group table at the bottom, and you can see what happened in the simulations and who would have gone through. I'm in two minds because I actually need to really get on with the spreadsheet. Either I need to get on with it or I just don't do it, because I'm way behind with it. Almoez Ali gets tackled by Defoe's rule. I thought it was going to be 2-1 Qatar. I'm so far behind on it. I think after these ones today, I've still got to record whatever the fucking next one is, Mexico and South Korea. But after that, I'm going to put a couple of, well, a bit of time getting that spreadsheet up to date if I can. Could take a good amount of time though, but I will go for it. At least get it to where it's updated on the real life side. Ball in, Buchanan. The header is straight at Barsham, but he has to react, and he does so. It's only a corner for Canada rather than a 2-1 lead, but they could find their way ahead. But a good set piece here, to be honest. Ball in by Eustachio. It's not a good set piece at all. Not enough height on it, not enough power on it. And it's Qatar that could counter again. Edmilson Jr. should have tried to pick out Almoez Ali there, in my opinion, but Alheidos might. He doesn't. He gets tackled by Kone. And the counter-attack opportunity breaks down. I mean, they still could attack, it just won't be a counter. Lively half so far as we close in on half-time. Getting very, very close to it anyway. A goal apiece. It's probably the right result so far. Both teams been very active in front of goal. And it could be 2-1 here if Miller can get this right. Back to Davis. Off to Eustachio. Kone again. Finds the space. Goes down. I think he was trying to make room for the shot, but couldn't get it. And then Milson Jr.'s heavy touch will cost him a run at the Canadian goal there. As Canada get the ball back again. Playing it around. Playing in triangles. Miller out to Davis, who takes it off the pitch. Probably not what he wanted to do there, I'll be honest. Milson Jr. though will bring it away.
And it's pinched Reddy's mind there.
Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I do enjoy these, but it does take a lot of time, and there's a fuck ton of matches. But I'm enjoying it the whole way.
possession.
It is quite
Will
fun.
a goal to give them the lead come at the end of it?
That's when you get shock results as well. Always makes it interesting. I think we're going to go in level here unless Qatar are allowed this attack. Which, if they're going to piss around with it in midfield, they won't be. But Alheidos does have the ball forward as Milson Jr. finds the ball into Ali. It's away by Cornelius. And the ref says, yeah, that's enough, lads. Let's not fuck around here. Calls for the half-time whistle. I think the attacker might have been offside as well, which is why he called for it. Jonathan David struggling to break through like he did in real life, to be honest. Not able to find his feet yet in this one, but Canada have found their feet after going behind. Akram Afif scoring a rebound goal to put Qatar into the lead before a really nice move off the left and then play through the middle of the box from Canada for Kone to finish off and make it 1-1. Match facts then. Like I said, it's been active. Both ends of the pitch. 61-39 in terms of possession in favour of Qatar, who've done a lot more with the ball and done very well with it when they've had it as well. 5 shots to 5, even in that statistic. Slight XG advantage for Canada, 1.8 to 1.5. But some good saves from Barsham. Probably have, you know, flattered the XG a little bit. Yeah, not a bad little half for neutral. But if you're Switzerland or Bosnia, you're wanting one to win so you can catch the other. You know what I mean? Performances at the break then. Man of the match so far for Qatar is Boudiaf. Is putting in another shift again in the midfield area alongside Madibo. Both are very good with their passing so far. Alheidos trying to progress play as always. And Milson Jr. has been dangerous on that right hand side. I'm surprised he doesn't have a goal to his name, to be honest, but he was very instrumental in the mess that was the first goal, or the goal that put Qatar ahead, because he was the one I think that played it into Ali before his double miss fell to Afif. Kurki done alright at the back. Pedro Miguel solid as well. Goal scorer Akram Afif, aside from the goal, has really not been that involved, but the rebound goal does enough. Again, the fullback's not really being used for Qatar, as well as Ali having an underwhelming game. Barsham, 3 shots, 2 saves, 1 conceded. A couple of good saves, but it was also a nice finish. And not much he could do about it because of the rebound. Wait, which one was that? Hold on. No, the rebound one was a Fief's. Who scored the fucking Canada one again? Kone. Yeah, no, he couldn't do much about it. The passing across was the fucking Canada one. Jesus Christ. Cornelius, man of the match so far for Canada. He's been solid at the back. Him and Luke Defoe's role when they've not been abandoned by their fullbacks. But Davis has been better in the attack, really, if I'm being honest. A 7.6. Ismail Kone with the goal and a 7.3. And then, of course, Tayon Buchanan with the assist and a 7.1. Everyone else still got some catching up to do. Maxime Crepeau with 2 shots on his goal, did let 1 in. Again, that was the one where it was the rebound goal. You got to feel hard done by a little bit. They did hit the crossbar as well. Completely forgot about that until just now. However, it is 1-1 and it hangs perfectly in the balance. No changes to be made at the break once again. Which way will it fall? Will it fall in favour of the host nation, or will it fall in favour of the underdogs, who have proven to be anything but so far in this group? Johnston, Buchanan. It's very heavy for David to chase, so he doesn't, which, you know, respect, save your stamina on that. Madibo out wide to Afif, closed down by Johnston. Yeah, I don't see what, I don't really know which way this game's going to go. In real life, I've predicted the Canada win, but in simulation, they've both been very good. It could just go either way. It might go neither way. But Miller now out to Davis, tries to find the ball in. It's deflected away and will be cleared to its fullest extent. And this is what I mean. Nobody marking the runs because the fullbacks ain't there. Thankfully, enough time to get back. Hamlet, Ali, Kareem, Staffio, get it out of dodge.
making decent progress here.
Hopefully with those Qatar come again. Alheiros into Almoez. And Almoez on goal. It's a good save by Crepeau.
What a stop that is!
Qatar firing warning signs and a change to be made on the Qatari side as well. Madibo coming off. Fati coming on. Madibo's not been too bad either, but I think maybe resting him just in case it does come down to that final game against Bosnia to qualify. Afif, headers by Kone, back to Crepeau. The throw is not very good, but it's well steered away from Qatari possession by Kone, and now it could be a counter-attack for Canada. Buchanan and David, little 1-2 there exchange. Johnston inside to Kone. That is a very lazy pass. And again, it's the lazy passes that are letting these teams down. It's one pass that's getting these boys away from a lead. And Buchanan plays it into Kone, on to Liam Miller. Closed down by Pedro Miguel very nicely. Alheiros under pressure. Does get it enough away. And no worries in the end for Qatar. But, well, I mean, it still really could. I think it might be a draw. I think it might end up as a draw, but I'm unsure completely yet.
Moving nicely and real purpose.
And Milson Jr., Alheiros, Buriaf now. Qatar going forward once again. Albrake, or Sultan, as his name is above his head, will probably be alternating between the two if you've got multiple names. Milson Jr., the ball is in, and Ali does well to get it, anything on it. I wasn't sure if he was going for the goal or if he was trying to find a thief with it. Either way, it was cleared. Canada nearly caught out. Qatar do look deadly.
Buchanan. Well, they're probing, but no clear chance of going in front appearing yet. They might have to regroup
Canada this
here,
time
having lost
not
the ball.
quite finding their way through. This game probably deserves a draw, to be honest. I don't know how it'll end. Ali, Kareem. Ali back to Kareem. They've played between each other. Alheiros.
Perfectly anticipated.
Oh, Kareem is Buriaf. Alright. Yeah, I should know that because it's his first name. So I'll probably go between those two names. If they've got a name on their head and a name at the bottom left or right corner, I'll probably alternate between them both. It's nothing like bad. It's just I don't really know which they prefer to be referred to as, so I'm just going for both. Alphonso Davis needs to try and put us forward here instead of playing it back to Cornelius. Miller does come back and help. Estaquio back to Cornelius. The first roll. Look at the positioning of the fullbacks here. They're not even really supporting. They've gone too far up, and it is just 2 versus whatever Qatari press happens here. Sun is shining in once again. It is a beautiful. Well, it's not a beautiful day. It's a bit more grey today, but I am gonna try and go outside, touch some grass before I go to work.
This is a lovely spell on the
Johnston
ball.
through to Buchanan. Takes it to the corner flag, plays it back. Johnston, Kareem,
No end product.
Buriaf getting it away.
Chance to attack.
Almoez, Ali out to Ed Milson Jr. Fati, ball
Excellent
through
reading of
is.
the game to win the
I'm
ball.
not sure who it was intended to. It didn't get to anyone because it was poor. I'm not sure if it was intended for Ed Milson or if it was intended for Ali. Miller gets the ball. Now it's Estaquio, Kone. They look to go down the right here potentially. It's a good ball to Buchanan. They play it back. And it's those little passes there, those little back ones, that just aren't really usually the best passes. Estaquio to Miller. Now Alphonso Davis needs to find his way for his country to take a lead here. Liam Miller inside to Kone. On one more to David. Laren gets closed down by Kuki.
Out it goes,
And it will be some more substitutions as well as a Canadian throw. As number 9 comes off Kyle Laren for the other David. There'll be 2 Davids up top now for Canada, unless they're changing system.
Buchanan. Offside has been given here.
Oh, Kone tries to play it to Buchanan, who is still standing offside, and that will completely nullify the Canadian attack here. And a free kick to Qatar with 20 minutes to go. Second half has felt a little less lively compared to the first half,
Into
but
the last 20 minutes.
Both teams really, really want this. Both teams would like to qualify as soon as possible. And if it's a draw, there's still a chance that both teams make it through anyway, even if it's as one of the the third place best teams. If it ends in a draw, they're very likely to both make it. However, one of them want to secure it. It's Qatar that gets there before Afif. Nice little lofted ball through, but just slightly too heavy.
Possession changes hands.
And now Canada can go again. And they will go again.
Tajon Buchanan.
Buchanan. Tony.
And into the box
Ball
it goes.
towards Miller. Headed down to David, who doesn't... to Jonathan David, who doesn't get any attack on it really. Didn't really get enough of a connection. It's a trouble Barsham. If you're going to win your World Cup game, you're going to need to put a bit more power on it than that fella.
Only 15 minutes left for play now.
It's hard to really commentate on it when they're just passing around in circles. Once they start progressing the ball, it'll be a bit easier to go for. Like with Milson now, he's looking for Al Moez. Ali here, back to Al Brake. Fatih. Budiaf. Sultan. Budiaf. Alheidos. Cornelius cuts it out. And now Canada will go. Changes to be made potentially for Qatar. At least that is what Lopetegui's thinking. And Milton Jr. spots Afif at the back post. It's a really nice volley. But that's what I mean by these Canadian fullbacks. They're just not picking up their men. They're not defending. They're being pushed too far up. And they've left too much space. And Lopetegui is having a fucking field day. Because in the simulation, as it stands, it's 2 wins for Qatar. Afif strikes that hard and true. There's nothing Krapo can do about it. It's just a well-hit shot. And that is 6 points that Qatar currently sit on as they take the lead for the second time today. Do Canada have anything else up their sleeves? Or will Qatar top the group as it stands in simulation and probably end up topping the group as a whole? Could be interesting. There's 11 minutes left for a Canadian turnaround. Will it occur here at the BC place?
Stephen Eustachio. Not long left, and here they come.
Alheidos coming off for Hatim on the Qatari side. That was the change they were looking to make, and they have indeed made it. Miller taking it all the way out. Davis back to Miller. They need to obviously get it central here. It doesn't take a genius. I don't know how they're going to do it though. Maybe like that with the Travella cross. It's going to fall to David, and the other David does equalise immediately. Might be a call for offside. I think he might be played on. The header away, I'm not sure which of the Qatari centre-backs it was not very good. He beats number 25 in the air, which was the David that got subbed on. And Jonathan David sets him up to make it 2-2. Now Qatar were top again of the group for just 3 minutes. Canada will regain their spot now at the top.
Goal to bring things level, and the contest continues. In a handy position now for a late
And they could
winner.
go again. I wonder
That's
if
where
there's
it
going to be
ends.
an interesting conclusion to this one.
Holds it up, an underrated skill. A one-man shield holds off the challenge.
Is it raining outside?
Jonathan David.
Forget about outside. Let's focus on what's on the screen. Canada. Oh, never mind. Let's look outside again. Is it raining?
Eustachio. Fantastic pass if that comes off.
No. It is not. To confirm. Ball in is, I think, blocked. Could be incorrect. There is a late change here. Awi coming off for Lay. Fullback situation. Oh yeah, no, it is raining. Yeah, it's raining quite heavy. Fair enough, I suppose. I wonder if it was. Is that kind of spitty, sucks you wet through rain? Anyway, there's a game before, because I'm looking outside the rain, and we're poised here at 2-all with a few minutes left. Maybe a winner on the cards. And I'm looking at the rain outside. Can we lock in? I don't think there will be a winner, to be honest, because I think Qatar are fine with. I think they've realised, you know what, we're fine with the point. It probably is enough to do the job.
And cuts it out.
But Canada have got it back, and they're saying, well, we want to win in our home stadium. We don't want to let the fans down. You dig? I don't know if they say you dig, but Eustáquio, Davis, back to Eustáquio. 2 minutes of added time on the cards. They're going to need some movement from the attackers rather than standing by the Qatari players, but it's neither here nor there. I promise David loses it. Well, don't know which way this goes yet. I don't think it goes any old way now. I think Qatar might have one more roll of the dice, but I don't think anything's going to come from it. I think the ref will probably blow very shortly, and it will be a draw. Another draw in this fucking group. There's a 0-0 between Switzerland and Bosnia. It's a 2-all between Canada and Qatar. And that puts Canada top on goal difference with 4 points. Qatar have 4 points. Bosnia have 1. And Switzerland have 1 as well. Obviously, because it's the group stages, we're going to have to end match as a draw. No extra time here until the knockouts, obviously. It doesn't... You know how these tournaments work. I don't explain them like you're 12. 2-all, the end result then. Legendary AI, neither of them can beat the other. And to be honest, it's probably the right result as well, if we're being real. Taking a look at the match facts. Qatar slightly better in possession, 55-45 in terms of the ball having. 9 shots to 7 as well in favour of Qatar, with Canada having the advantage in XG, 2.8 to 2.3. A really nice open attacking game after watching Czechia be rubbish and not create an attack, and Bosnia be very slow with their attacks as well. Quite nice to see both teams looking for goals and getting goals, and it ends 2-all here at the BC Place. Match facts there. Man of the match will go to nobody, because I clicked on the wrong stat, or the wrong bit. It's going to go, looks like, to Budiaf. Very good midfield performance again. 70 passes, but 99% pass accuracy. That means he must have only missed 1 pass, which is ridiculous. Alheidos as well, very strong again. Edmilson Jr. moved into Cam as Qatar decided to go for a 5-back to try and see the game out, I think. It didn't work, evidently, but he got an assist and a 7.7. Madibo a 7.5, decent performance from him. Pedro Miguel was very solid as well. I don't think he started at right back. That's where he ended, though. And I don't think Kuki started as a left centre back, but that's also where he ended. Lopetegui just trying to see that one out. Akram Afif, maybe not the best of his days, but it doesn't really matter because he got the goals. And if he didn't get the goals, Qatar would have lost. So brace from him in a 7 rating, and average to poor for the rest of them, including the substitutes. Michel Barsham in the end, 4 shots, 2 saves, 2 goals conceded. Not a bad performance when you look at the saves, but obviously he's let 2 in, so it's not great either. On the other side of things, Ismail Kone, another great showing, another nice goal. I can't really dispute it. 7.7. Eustáquio 7.3. Cornelius 7.2. Very good at the back. Those two kind of in that left-hand area. Tayon Buchanan with an assist and 7.2. Alphonso Davis, I didn't think he did as well as he thinks he did. 7.1. I think it was another kind of slow game for him. The first roll as well, he was alright. He was okay enough. Liam Miller could have done a bit more. Promised David coming on and getting the equaliser. And the goal, well, obviously the goal is 7 rating. Johnston, I think we need to fix him because I don't know why him and Davis are both attacking. One of them needs to be staying back and supporting. Maybe we'll do a little custom tactic, go through as well with some of these teams. Assist and a 6.7 for Jonathan David, who didn't really threaten anywhere else. Had 2 shots, neither of them hitting the target, but at least he sat with the equaliser. And then Crepeau in between the stakes. Similar record to Barsham with 4 shots, 2 saves, and 2 conceded. Could have been more because, of course, Qatar hit the crossbar early, but it is going to end up as a 2-2 for this one. Neither team able to separate each other from the other. And both teams are now on the same points. Of course, Canada winning by a bigger scoreline in their opening game does help their case, as they now sit top of their group by just 1 goal, I believe, if my memory and my maths serves me correct. However, for Switzerland and Bosnia, one of them will have to overcome one of these teams that just played there if they want to stay in the World Cup, and I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's doable. Of course, if both teams win, then everyone's on 4 points and it'll go down to goal difference. However, I don't really know what to expect on the final day. Nobody officially knocked out yet, but nobody officially through yet either after match day 2. But that is going to wrap up another match day in these predictions. I believe that's number 27 of 104. I think I said that at the start as well. But it is going to be level between Qatar and Canada, according to the simulation. I think it's going to be 2-0 Canada. I don't think Qatar will get as lucky this time around. But leave your comments, thoughts and predictions and everything wherever you want to in the comments. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Take care and enjoy the World Cup.